first major oil producing well in America was right here. This guy got filthy rich, pretty much, struck oil. I am actually pretty glad that we have a hill right now because I am cold. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It is cold out here. Hey everybody, welcome to Outdoor Adventures. I'm Frozen, and thanks for joining me. Well, it is officially spring, and that means it's officially backpacking season for me. It's an absolutely beautiful day, and we are up at Oil Creek State Park today. We're going to be doing a trail that I've done before, and I do have a video here, but I definitely wanted to come back and visit this, do it in an overnight trip, and total length will be 36 miles. It's going to be a low of 30 degrees, which it is right now. Low tonight of about 37. I have my 40-degree quilt with me and a jacket. We'll see how that goes. I have a couple pieces of new gear, which we'll get into as the day progresses. The first one being my new backpack. So let's get the show on the road and let's start this backpacking trip. All right, we are on the road heading up to the trailhead, I guess you'd call it, for the Gerard Trail, which is a 36-mile backpacker's loop that goes around Oil Creek. Well, that's us. Let's do it. Back in the 1850s, late 1850s, there was a guy named Colonel Edwin Drake, and he struck oil at a really shallow depth in this area. This place blew up. It was a boom town. First major oil producing well in America was right here. That's really cool, knowing that history. And that guy, Colonel Edwin, made a ton of money. All along the trail you can see historic sites, and we'll be passing those as we progress through this trip. So it should be a great time. Plus, this place is beautiful. There's a couple waterfalls that we're going to be seeing. I think one today and then 3 tomorrow. This trail's pretty wet so far. Now, it did snow last night up here, so the trail might be a little rough today. But then, like I said, it's supposed to be a high of 70 degrees tomorrow, so things should dry up a little bit here. We'll be staying at Wolf Keel tonight. There's 2 shelter sites. One's Wolf Keel and the other is Cow Run. And it'll be about a 17-mile day today, and then I believe a 22-day tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the map. Actually, speaking of the map, well, these maps are free. You can pick them up at Petroleum Center, and I'm assuming the rest of the campsites too. But we parked right here at the park office, at the Petroleum Center office. What we're going to do today is we're going to go this way. See Blood Farm, see the Benninghoff Farm, and then we're going to stay up here at this Wolf Keel Run shelter site. And then tomorrow we're going to wrap around, see this Drake Well Museum, which is probably the first well that I was talking to you about when Colonel Edwin Drake hit oil at a very shallow depth. And then we're going to take this long path straight back to the park office. So like I said, 17 miles today and 21, 22 miles tomorrow. So it should be a good trip. I think that's one of the pumps, maybe? A little shack, but it has some all these cables and pipes running to it and a little gear on the front. Cool stuff. Well, looks like I found out who was making that noise. Getting a little hot, taking off the fleece. It's actually probably warmed up a good 10 degrees, if not more, since I got here. First got here it was 30, I couldn't even feel my hands. I'll put this in the pack. Speaking of which, this is my new Z-Packs Arc Haul. Z-Packs is a cottage vendor similar to Enlightened Equipment and Hammock Gear and War Bonnet, but they specialize in Cuban fiber gear, you know, tents, rain protection, backpacks. Now this is not a Cuban fiber backpack, but it's really light. It's made of this material called Gridstop, Dyneema Gridstop I believe it's called. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it's a lot lighter than the Exos by almost a pound, and it's really comfortable. It's very similar, and it's 65 liters instead of 48 liters. And you know, like I said, lighter than the Exos. So this will be the first multi-day trip. I've taken this out on a couple day hikes, and I really like it so far. The best part is the water bottles are really easy to get to. So get this back on, and then we'll head out. It's funny, in some areas there's still snow on the ground, but it's definitely starting to get hot out here. So Rin Farm, not too sure of the history of this place, but it's a little day use area, kind of recreated, or these are the actual original buildings. I'm not quite sure. Now these tracks over here, these are actually still active, so it's kind of neat. We are going down this way, across the bridge. Now you can see Rin Farm right across the creek over there. I believe this coming up is Blood Farm. More pumps, more wells. Now this section right here, trail goes that way, that's where we came. There's a marker here, a marker down that way, and also a marker over here. For whatever reason, they decided to use the same yellow markers for the Gerard Trail and the Blood Farm Loop Trail. So you want to stay straight if you don't want to do that. I think it's 1 to 2 miles extra. Just walks you around Blood Farm. I've already seen it. I've already done it accidentally because of the same color markers. Got a little lost, so I'm not going to do that today. But basically it just takes you around this little historic area. I want to say this is a recreation, but you know, I'm not entirely sure. But it eventually takes you down to Oil Creek, and there's a little recreational area as well that we're also going to be coming up on anyway. So kind of, let's see if you can see in. There's really not much to it, but you can kind of see the little motors and stuff. It's kind of neat. There you see that. This was a power station to the wells. Really nice area for a picnic. I mean, you have your picnic benches, you have your grills, you know, bring some charcoal down. Really nice place. If you do come here for a picnic, try not to look at the backpackers like they're bums, because I've had that happen to me and Gary before in the same spot. There's also restrooms here, just FYI. We're heading to John Benninghoff's farm now. This guy was freaking rich. He was in prime location for the oil boom on his farm. I am absolutely loving the pockets on this backpack. I don't know why all backpack manufacturers don't make pockets this big on their backpacks. It should be standard. That's awesome. Talking with my mouth full, I'm sorry. I'm hungry. Ah, this is cool. It's a bald eagle. Wow, that's pretty cool. Don't think I've ever seen one of those, like just out on the trail. But that is really, really cool. Well, let's leave him alone. Or her, I guess. Not sure who stays at the nest, to be honest with you. But that's really cool. I'm glad I got to see that. Man, this is such a good day to hike. I'm looking forward to getting to camp, having a nice little fire. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I just kind of started thinking about nothing in particular, about life, and just kind of the brain started processing information, and 45 minutes later I was still walking. Don't know how it happened that fast, but it did. I've said this before in other videos, but I think your brain almost needs to do that. You know, I think that's what it does when you're sleeping, and that's where dreams come from. It's just a processing of information. But it kind of happens when you're awake out here via daydreaming, I guess, too. So it's really neat. Like, I never am one to daydream. You know, when I'm at work or at home, you know, I'm always doing something. But come out here when you're just doing the simplest of tasks, and you start going off on tangents. Kind of like how I'm going off on a tangent right now while I'm speaking to you. Anyway, let's close this camera. I sound like a weirdo. I want to say that's the park office. That green thing right there, that's the petroleum center. That's where we parked the car. And we walked up that road over there and made a right onto the Gerard Trail. I think. Pretty darn sure. It looks like it anyway. We'll have to check when we get back to the car if it was a green building. Another pretty big structure, just all rusted out. Just panels just falling. Pretty crazy. It looks like there's actually a huge motor in there. Let's go check it out. Why not? This has been here somewhere between 1859 and who knows when. Pretty cool stuff. Really old graveyard up here. Let's see. It was here in the last video, but can't remember. 1814 to 1890, this one. I guess a couple kids' graves down here, or pets, or whatever. Maybe a sheriff. It's interesting. Anyway. Bridge is leaning to the left a little bit here. So this is John Benioff's farm. This guy got filthy rich pretty much. Struck oil right around here. He started leasing his land off to other people, getting them to get the oil. But this is a reconstruction of what it looked like. It's pretty cool. If you look across Oil Creek, you can see that barge over there with the barrels in it. So they pretty much had those kind of barges just floating down Oil Creek right here. They'll bring them into town and then distribute them and sell them. That is the bike trail. It's pretty long actually too. I think it's like 12 miles. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But yeah, you can read all about the history along like these little info signs all on that bike trail. It's actually pretty cool. Couscous and tuna today. A little Gatorade G2 packet for some electrolytes. Just really some flavor. I don't really need the electrolytes right now. I haven't hiked that far, but I do want the flavor. Looks like I'm boiling already. Alright, let that rehydrate. Good stuff. Definitely not as good as a ramen bomb, but we'll have that tomorrow. Can't believe I forgot my sip pad. That sucks. That might be an issue tonight, but we'll see. Now, every time I stop for lunch, I take my socks off that I was wearing in the morning, and I will swap to a new dry pair. This pair is actually pretty wet from just walking on the trail. I mean, it's muddy. It's definitely snow melt and some water running down the trail. But taking your socks off will let you prevent blisters. You can see I have a nice callus build-up that I've been trying to work on taking down, but it just keeps coming back. But yeah, definitely some soggy feet right now, so we're gonna let them air out while we're enjoying our couscous and tuna. So these shacks have definitely seen better days. Looks worse and worse every time I come up here. Now we're coming up on our first waterfall. I think it's the only one for today though. There's 3 tomorrow. I got finally caught up to my pace from last year, so I think my conditioning assignment here is going very well. Pretty happy about it. I'm just flying down these trails now. The suspension, that little mesh panel, is doing a very good job at drying out my back. You know, I know I've been sweating a little bit, but not as good as the Exos. But I'm definitely liking it almost as much. This area is absolutely beautiful. Oil Creek's right there, just off down that ridge. And then I'm in this little pine tree area. Really nice. Though it is taking me up some quite steep elevation. So, but I wanted a conditioning trip, so here I am. Got to get ready for this year. I'm gonna be doing a lot of hiking. Lots of different places this year too. We should only have like 2-3 miles left to camp. That's surprising actually. I thought I was a lot farther behind than I am. But I remember this overlook last time I came here, so. And it was pretty much in the morning right around camp, so. I don't know how we did it. It must have been flying. But yeah, there's gonna be a huge drop off down here. And then we go uphill and there's camp right there, so. I'm going down to Oil Creek now from that overlook. Just a ton of switchbacks basically. So. More switchbacks. Alright. The very bottom of the hill at another recreational area, or I guess day use area is what you want to call it. It's actually a great spot to stop for lunch if you plan on doing the bike trail, which is right over here. I can't believe that we're going to be at camp this early. I got here at 9. That's pretty crazy. Maybe it's not 17 miles. Maybe I was just really bad at hiking the first year I came. That's pretty funny. Alright, Wolf Kill. I guess I've been saying that wrong the whole time. The map's actually Wolf Keel. Alright, 400 yards. Easy peasy. Well, I just got recognized again. I guess that's becoming a trend. Guy at Shelter 1. Won't say his name, but yeah, hey, I know you. I was like, oh boy. So, he said he'd stop down later and come visit after I'm set up, so it'd be cool. It'd be real cool. He was here last night. He said it got down pretty cold. But should be a lot better tonight, or hopefully at least a little better tonight. The wood pile is fully stocked too, that's crazy. We're gonna have a nice fire tonight. It's gonna be a good night. No, it's alive. Okay, that one's definitely alive. There is a Widowmaker right above me though. That thing that looks like a Y, right in the middle of that Y is the Widowmaker. So I don't want to stay here. I think I'll find another little area. Stop tracking since I'm not moving anymore, and then we'll send the I'm at camp to my family. And then that'll also give them the GPS coordinates, which they can open up in a link via the text message, and it'll take them to a Google Maps showing them where I'm actually at. I'm liking the spot still. I really don't have many complaints about it. I have a full review of this on the channel. Take a look at the suggested videos over there, but there's really nothing wrong with this. I like it for peace of mind. Oh, Blackbird, how I missed you. I don't know what it is about this hammock, but I just sleep so great in this thing. War Bonnet, man, they know what's up. Getting ready to hang up the Cuban tarp. I'm actually debating on not putting it up, but I know it's going to give me some extra warmth, which is what I'm going to need tonight, so I don't have to wear a coat all night. Just kind of deploy the doors behind me, cut out the wind, and there we go. So I have it pulled down pretty nice in the back. Kind of try to cut out any wind that's going to get to me, because it seems to be where the wind's coming from. It may change, who knows, but I can always angle that down. You see I have well, maybe you can't. You see I have different angles, though, is the point. So, should be pretty good. I'll probably put the poles in there to give me some extra room, perhaps. But other than that, I'm pretty much ready to have a good night. I'm going to start collecting some small sticks, get the fire ready to light. And you know what, there's so much wood over there, I might just might start the fire in like the next hour or so. We have pretty much clear blue sky. I mean, there's some clouds over there, but hoping we can see some stars tonight. That would be awesome. This place is really good for stargazing. Surprisingly, it's really good. Definitely roughing it. Another upgrade that I made to this year's gear list is are these little Evernew bags. So basically these are like the Sawyer filter bags, but they're heavy duty. They also weigh just a tad less. The 2 liter weighs a tad less than 2 of the 1 liter, so that works out better. At Oil Creek you have this little water facility right here. So we're just gonna fill up a liter or so. Maybe, may as well do 2 since there's no one here. Keep in mind it's only a 30-gallon holding tank, So use it sparingly, but I don't see many people coming tonight. And the reason why I switched to the Evernew bags is I had one too many Sawyer bags just fail on me, and I heard nothing but great things about Evernew. So you can get them on Amazon. They're really expensive right now because there's a lack of production, but just keep checking. Go to camel.com. Got a nice breeze coming in here too. That'll help. But this should get going soon. There's a couple logs that somebody left the other night, I guess, or who knows when, really. But yeah, I'll just start piling stuff on. We'll have a nice fire tonight. It's about 5:30. I was thinking about making some dinner. Actually, come to think of it, can you guys guess what meal I brought out for the first 3-season backpacking trip? Did you guys say beef stroganoff? Well, you're absolutely incorrect. Oh boy, look at that. This is Dottie's Chicken and Dumpling from Packet Gourmet. I've heard so many people talk about this company and how good it is, so we're going to try it. I think I ordered about 8 or so meals of these, and I'm going to try them all out. I got all of them that actually seemed appetizing to me. So we're going to try it out, see how it goes. I'll let you know in just a second here. Open mix, remove natural clay desiccant. Well, where the hell is that at? Oh my god, it's right at the bottom. Okay. Problem is, now I gotta put all this back in there, so I don't really like that. Well, I should have actually read ahead in the instructions. That said, I didn't need to dump it in my pot. Oh well, that's a shame. It'll work though. Okay. Just start this up, and then we should be good. So you actually put it in this bag. This is my first one, so I'm sure it'll be a lot easier after this. So you take the food out of this bag, and you put it in this bag, and then you can find the desiccant. So, okay, that's fine. I thought that was a little bit of an inconvenience, but they do give you this secondary bag to put the stuff in. That makes sense. Okay, so now we're just going to boil this up and pour it in and wait 10 minutes. It's done. I'll be honest, I already cheated. The dumplings taste like dumplings, and the chicken actually tastes like chicken, which I'm pretty amazed about. So, I like it. I don't like this bag that they give. I'll probably switch over to the normal Ziploc bag so I can actually get my spoon in here. But it's really good. There's corn, I think, in here, and like greens or something, but I'm chowing down, man. It tastes really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's good. Oh god. Chicken and dumplings. Dottie's Chicken and Dumplings. Very, very good. Wow. I can't believe it tastes like real chicken. Well, looks like all the car campers are coming out from underneath the rocks. Seriously, about 9 people just showed up. All in shelter sites so far, so that's good. But we shall see. We have a group of Boy Scouts that are right behind us in the shelter areas. And the leader came up and asked if I wanted to partake in this thing called Thorns and Roses. Basically, they go around in a circle. They say, you know, their thorn, something that bothered them that day or they didn't like that day. Their rose, something they did like that day. And then their bud, which is something they're looking forward to tomorrow. I partook in that conversation, and it was really cool to be included in that. Boy Scout groups, they're definitely cool. The guy who recognized me actually is camping out right next to me. We had been talking most of the night just about hiking and stuff. And it's about 9 o'clock right now, 9:30, and gonna listen to my audiobook and look at the stars by the fire for a little bit before I head in to the hammock. So, but with that, I'll see you guys in the morning. The cold weather is kind of destroying my camera batteries right now, so I'm hoping they'll have enough battery power to complete this trip, but we'll see. Anyway, good night everybody. I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning everybody. Woke up about 5:50, normal time that I get up for work. Grab my food bag and it's about 6:30 now. I'm all packed up. I actually started getting cold about 4 o'clock last night. I guess there's some dogs barking and I was like, it's pretty cold out here. So it probably did get down to like 36, 37. I don't have my thermometer on me, but I'll annotate the video when I figure out what the actual low for last night was. But me and my buddy are just waking up now and probably trying to get on the trail in about 30 minutes. But first, as always, I need my coffee. Alright, I am just getting ready to get on the trail to do about 21 miles. Now, a fun story. It actually got to 31 degrees last night. The guy I was staying with actually had a thermometer on his watch. So I was using my 40 degree Enlightened Equipment top quilt and my 30 degree under quilt, and I was getting chilly at 4 o'clock, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, I had the sense in mind to take a look at the weather forecast, realize that it was 37 and it could go lower, and bring my winter jacket out here. Normally, I would just wear the Ghost Whisperer, which is good, 40 and above, which might have been fine, but I actually wrapped that winter jacket around my legs last night, and I was completely okay until about 4 o'clock. Alright, shelter's back that way. For us, we're going north. I always tell people when they're starting out, when they're wondering what kind of clothes they should bring or what kind of gear, I was like, look at the weather forecast and do a plus or minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit on that. That'll give you the range of accuracy of the weathermen, which is fun. I don't expect them to be perfect. It's just, plan for 10 degrees colder than what they say it's gonna be. Because that's exactly what it is right now. Oh, phew. Anyway, this is why I like hiking so much. It's always an adventure. Oh man, I can't believe that 40 degree Enlightened Equipment quilt kept up with 31. That's freaking awesome. That's the lowest I've ever taken it. Wow. Oh, that sun feels so darn good. Oh, wow. Couldn't tell you what falls these are, but this is definitely the first of the 3 that we're going to see today. I think it's 3. Maybe it's 2. I can't remember. But pretty nice. Nice and soothing. I love this scenery. I really wish the Park Service would have the campsite be around this area. I think it would just be beautiful to camp in something like this at this place, rather than that shelter site. Make a tent only site over here, or, tent hammock site only over here. As far as camping, you have to stay at one of the 2 designated spots, either Cow Run or Wolf Kill, however you say that. And you have to reserve your shelters in advance, so no primitive camping allowed in Oil Creek. And I can understand why. They just don't want to get the area torn up. Most state parks are like that. But Cow Run is a beautiful tent site. Not so good for hammocks, but I like it a lot more than Wolf Kill. Wolf Kill seems to be pretty popular for whatever reason. very cold when you're not in the sun. Alright, so it's 8:40 right now. I think we left camp at about 7:15 or so, maybe a little bit later. I am getting close to the point where I can take a shortcut, bypassing a couple miles of the trail, and I think I'm gonna do that. I had some knee pain this morning. It seems the first couple hikes of any year, when I get back into this, for whatever reason, I have IT band issues. Drives me nuts. It really is frustrating. You know, I love being out here, and it just forces me not to be able to do what I set out to do. So I still have a ton of mileage left for the day, but we are going to cut out a couple miles of the northern section of this trail. It's just, I don't want to chance it. I'm relying on my trekking poles to go downhill. Left knee was bothering me this morning, and now it's both knees, so I'm not going to be stupid about it. I can't tell you guys how frustrating it is. You know, I've went to physical therapy. I use a foam roller all the time. I try to exercise the IT band a couple times a week. And it just, for whatever reason, the first couple trips of any year, when I first get back into this, it always creeps up on me. So there's a little shortcut that's going to take us over a bridge, which is very scenic, so it'll be kind of a good view anyway. But we're going to bypass the Drake Well recreational area, I think it's called. So it sucks, but that's what's going to happen today. Man, it's such a shame too. Okay, so we did about 2.5 miles so far. The Drake Well recreational area is 2 miles down that way, so we're cutting about 4 miles out of the day. Sucks, but what it is, what it is. And this is where we're going, the East Side Hiking Trail and Swinging Bridge. Oh well. It'll still be scenic. It's only 4 miles difference. Gotta stop beating myself up over it, but if you think about it, it just saved me an hour and a half, roughly. So, it is what it is. For those not familiar with the IT band, it's basically a tendon that runs from your knee up to the side of your butt. And what happens is that tendon flexes every time you lift and lower your leg. And when that tendon gets tight, it just makes it extremely painful for you to do downhills and even walk at some points. But the point of hiking isn't to push yourself to do high miles. It's really not. It's to get yourself some time to think, enjoy the sights, hear the sounds, meet some people. You never know. I met that guy last night that knew me from the YouTube channel. Ended up just talking about camping and hiking the whole time, which is really cool. And I'm also testing out the backpack, so it's definitely not a loss at all. So, lots of stuff to be happy about out here. Alright, that was actually faster than I thought it was. Alright, so this is the bike trail. Jump over here. This is the same bike trail down that way that I pointed out right before we hit our shelter site last night. And this starts at the Drake Well recreational area. And like I said, there's signage up and down the trail to give you information about the history of the park, which is really neat. But for us, we are going down to the hiking trail. So just imagine yourself for a second in the 1860s and just seeing this creek just populated with barges filled up with oil barrels heading down to Oil City. And this was basically their primary means of transporting those barrels of oil until this railroad was built, which is right alongside of that creek. This place just really blew up, made a ton of money here. Anyway, we're almost back to the Gerard hiking trail. Cut out that little portion up north. I think it saved us actually about 3 miles, so about a little over an hour. So that's fine. Now we're gonna head up this hill and head to the cow run shelter site. Maybe have lunch before that. It's early for lunch, so I might just start snacking now. Left will take us to Drakewell, which we just bypassed, so we are on to Miller Farm. It's very soggy up here. Nice little overlook here. If you look way down there, that would be the swinging bridge that we crossed, or suspension bridge, whatever you want to call it. Definitely came up a decent bit of elevation though. So basically what we've done today is, here's the Wolf Kill shelter site. Hiked up the Gerard Trail all the way to this, where's it at? This little intersection right here for the switchbacks. And then we doubled up and now we're close to Bogton Falls. We're right here at that scenic overlook with that little camera. So we got to go down to Plum Dungeon Falls and the Cow Run shelter site, and we're parked over here at Petroleum Center. That's another thing I like about this park. They label most of their major streams, so you can look at the map and you can actually figure out where you are on the map pretty easily. As you can see, this is Bogton Run, which will eventually turn into Bogton Falls a little bit down the trail over here. Just actually passed 3 streams and they all run into each other to make the falls. And there's Bogton Falls. So absolutely beautiful out this morning. It's really relaxing. It's almost like it's actually springtime here. That's pretty. This isn't an official falls, but that's Toy Run down there. So we'll call that Toy Falls, I guess. The area is just so freaking beautiful. You know, I highly recommend this area. You know, beginners and intermediates alike, come up here and do the loop, the Gerard Trail loop. It's a really good experience. Oh, this is getting ridiculous now. Even though I do love it. But just got recognized again. Said he loved my videos, so. Shout out to you. Sorry I didn't get your name. Should have stopped and chatted for a while. But you look like you were in a hurry. So, twice in one adventure. And not even around my hometown of Pittsburgh, like, you know, 2 hours north of it. So, that's really cool. I'm glad that I can reach, you know, so many people. That's awesome. Anyway, definitely made the right decision by skipping that little north section there and taking a shortcut. I work with computers all day. You think I'd be able to fix any IT band issues, huh? I've been trying to think of a joke with that the whole time. That's the best I could do. So, there you go. Going up this hill. Back there was really, really muddy, okay? And a couple girls came down trail running. And I think one just slipped and fell in the mud. I shouldn't be laughing, but I find that hilarious. Oh, that sucks. Now that pool back there, it's actually deep enough you can sit down in that pool and you know, kind of cool yourself off if it's hot out. Feels really good actually. I'm not doing it today because it's probably like 20 degrees, but really, really nice lunch spot right here. Okay, Petroleum Center, that's us, 8.4 miles and then 3.7 miles to Cow Run. So still a long ways to go. Knees still bothering me, but I just took some more vitamin I, so we'll see how that goes. Vitamin I is ibuprofen for anyone that doesn't know. Alright, Plum Dungeon Falls, 50 yards. Not quite as big as some of the other ones, but this is the last set of falls, I believe, for today. So, it's about 11:30 right now. I was thinking about stopping here for lunch, but the bench is kind of leaning forward. I don't want the stove to roll off and then fall down the hill. So, maybe in the next 30 minutes we'll find a better place. I can't remember what's up ahead though. But still a beautiful day out. Can't complain. Alright, back up this hill. Over this bridge and then up that hill is grandmother's house. No, I'm just kidding. It's Cow Run Shelter Site, and that's where we're gonna have lunch because I am really getting hungry now. Made it to Cow Run Shelter Site, and over here should be a picnic table where the tent sites are set up. Again, they have wood pre-cut for you. It's awesome, awesome place here. Another great thing about this area, instead of hanging your food every night, what you can do is get this bear box. You can just put your food in here for the night. Bears can't get in it. You actually have to have fingers to open it. So, very cool stuff. That's what I did last night with my stuff at Wolfkill. Okay, ramen bomb time. This is gonna be good. Actually, I'm gonna put on my other shirt here because it is ridiculously hot now. Started off at like, what, 31 degrees, and now it has to be 70 now. It's gotta be. I really like these, they're called Champion Vapor shirts. Really light, really breathable, and I like the color a lot too. I'm gonna zip these things off as well. Yeah, I'll probably change out these socks as well. They're pretty wet. Now for me, I always get my water wrong for all my meals until I started doing something like this. Basically what I do is I take my spoon and I put it in my pot. So just kind of like this, just standing up. And I make sure I put it on one of the lines. So you see how that's hitting that one line right there. And then what I did is I pretty much poured water and I marked on the paper, I drew the spoon, obviously, and then I marked on the paper what each measurement was. So this way I just kind of throw it in my wallet and I'll know kind of what water I need. It's not exact science, but it does work for me. So if it helps you, go for it. That's one of the downsides I don't like about my pot is it doesn't have those markings, so kind of made my own markings now. I'll be damned. That was exactly 2 cups. That's exactly what I need for ramen. That's pretty funny. And then for measuring fuel, I just have this little medicine cup. This is just 1 ounce, so probably do about 1 ounce in this one. Be so good. Ooh, that's hot. Jeez, man. Yeah, about 2 cups. So what this is, and I've said this in the past, but I'll say it one more time. Packet of ramen noodle. The flavor packet from that ramen noodle and a half a bag, or container I guess you call it, of instant mashed potatoes. Put 2 cups of water in there, let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, and then enjoy. Tons of calories, and it's delicious. Tons of flavor too. It's really, really good. Anyway, I think this trip was successful. I know we had to cut it short a little bit here, but hey, got to try out the pack. I got to start learning a little bit about how I'm going to organize things now that I don't have the top lid. But I think I got it figured out. I even found a place that I can put the spot tracker and actually hit it with my fingers without taking the pack off, right behind my neck. And it's pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it almost as much as these ramen noodles in a second here. Man. Anyway, we have about 4.7 miles left back to the car, so get on this, dry out my feet, drink some of this, what's it called? The guy that was staying at the campsite with me, the one that recognized me, gave me this stuff. It's called Squincher Zero. It has 0 sugar, 0 calories, and it's strawberry lemonade. So you know how much I love strawberry. So this is pretty good, I must say. I might switch over from this, or to this, from this Gatorade Glacial Freeze, because I'm honestly getting tired of the flavor. It's really good, I'm just getting sick of it. Okay. It's amazing what a little ramen noodle and some instant mashed potatoes will do for your spirits. That's crazy. And then the famous Cow Run, which goes past the Cow Run shelter site, obviously. Now this section of trail almost looks exactly like the Susquehanna trail system that Gary and I did last year. It's pretty interesting. On the way out, it was nearly identical to this. Huh. Oh, this is what I need. Been waiting for this for a long time. Alright, all I gotta do is touch it. I'm not getting any power though. Maybe I needed energy. Where's the energy one? I'm not even playing. I just got recognized a 3rd time in one trip. That's crazy. Jeez, man. I actually stopped and talked to that guy though. So if you guys remember, that's where we had lunch yesterday. That's that Benninghoff Farm or whatever it's called. So. And I think I showed this side of the overlook yesterday. So there you go, that's where it is on the other side of the creek. Well, there's a hiker sign-in box, so we must be getting really close now. Yep, I can see the park office straight down there. And that was the building. It is a green roof on that. That's cool. So we did see that yesterday from, I don't know, 3-4 miles away. Alright, that about does it. Petroleum Center, about 0.3 miles. So we're going this way. That's the road right there that we walked up yesterday to get on the Gerard Trail. And I could continue down that way, but as you can see, it's right there. And I want to see this trail on the way out, because I know this trail takes us all the way down to the parking lot. Instead of walking the road, I'd rather stay in the woods for a little bit longer. You can see the parking lot coming up, and we're almost out. But that was such an awesome trip. I'm really glad I got up here. Glad I saw that bald eagle. Glad I met 3 different people that recognized me from the YouTube channel. That was pretty cool. And I'm glad to, I don't want to say inspire, but I'm glad I can at least reach those people and make us, you know, hopefully make an impact and get people out here. That's what this channel is designed to do. The new pack works great. I absolutely love it. I'm liking the ever new bag as well. I'm liking all the new stuff that I got so far. So guys, as always, I'm Frozen. Thanks for watching. Find time, go on your own adventure. I'll see you on the trail.